Iran has just launched a drone strike at least one US airbase in Kuwait. 3 drones striking into this US airbase. Also, Iran struck a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz. Also, Iran announcing it shut down an MQ-9 Reaper as well that was flying in the region. This, as Donald Trump has been lying and saying Iran is begging to make a deal. Trump said, I was going to decapitate them and I was going to launch an attack that would be even more massive than the biggest attack in World War II. Essentially, Trump threatening to use nuclear bombs against Iran. Well, Iran has responded, and let's just go through what just has taken place in the past 12 hours. So Iran struck a cargo ship northeast of Al-Qasab, right in Oman. This is the second strike within 24 hours on a vessel attempting to pass through the so-called US-backed southern route in the Strait of Hormuz. UK MTO confirming this incident with that tanker, with that ship broadcasting on VHF 16, Mayday, Mayday. It's been hit by a projectile, and Saipan Navy, IRGC, was warning, do not use that route. And Donald Trump having fake negotiations with nobody, and Iran is upping the ante and saying, we know that you've run out of your Patriot interceptors. We know you've run out of your THAAD interceptors and you have no Navy destroyers. Don't you dare threaten us with decapitation. You will see we will project strength and go on the offense and show that the U.S. security umbrella in the region is gone. Iran state media, both Fars and Tasnim, reporting these explosion and fires at least one U.S. base, though it looks like multiple bases in Kuwait have been struck. And we know a lot of those bases have already been abandoned by the United States with most of its equipment because there's no more interceptors, there's no more THAADs to protect it, and Iran has been just pounding those bases, both with drones and with ballistics. So yeah, Fars reported this, and Tasnim saying multiple sources are reporting a new series of very powerful explosions in northern Kuwait. According to initial reports, at least one U.S. base, maybe multiple, were directly hit. That's also now being reported by other media outlets. J-Post, I-24 in Israel, confirming these strikes as well. We've also learned that the IRGC say that they shot down an MQ-9 Reaper drone over the Strait of Hormuz. As this account, Just Dario, says, this is how Iran answers Trump threatening them that they have one more chance to sign a deal or else you will be decapitated. Iran saying, we ain't having any negotiations with you right now. There is no ceasefire, and we are going to continue to pummel your bases in the region. Other news to report, and Iran is well aware of this. Remember, I probably have sounded like a broken record talking about these strategic petroleum reserves over and over again. Well, I haven't forgot about that. So we got the latest readout on those SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve readings. The U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve is now down to 304.8 million barrels, and no amount of Trump talks or Besant manipulation can refill it. The lower this goes, the harder crude oil prices will be to manipulate. And when the draw is forced to stop at some point below the 300 million barrel threshold, it's game over. Period. It's what we've been warning about. Now, this Lucas Akemi account, he's been making some good observations lately that are worth sharing with you. And you know, I'm a chart geek, a data geek, and he seems to be as well. So oil prices, because of Trump and Besant's paper manipulation, that crude market out there may be down 9%. but Brent for prompt delivery is up 20%, meaning the actual delivery of the crude up 20%, while the paper market, which is often what's reported, is down. So the market is paying a $13 premium for oil now rather than 6 months from now. In other words, they are flooding the market with paper barrels while physical barrels remain in short supply. Recall, earlier today, we were reporting what was going on Iran media. So these developments should not shock you for watching the MeidasTouch network. And I know you don't fall for the corporate news propaganda where they're like, Donald Trump said that he expects there to be a deal with Iran any day now, and that Iran came begging back to ask Donald Trump, and he was prepared to unleash hell upon them. You all know that that's phony, that's market manipulation. And by the way, Trump is now selling early access to Truth Social, $100,000 to Wall Street firms if they want access to his posts so he can help them with insider trading. Senior Iranian official Moshe Rezi, as we reported earlier today, he's a special advisor right now to the Ayatollah Mojtaba. He says, if the United States maintains the naval blockade, we will create serious risks for American warships. He also said the following: we are not having any discussions with Donald Trump. He directly rejected Trump's new claim that the Strait of Hormuz will also be open in the coming 12 to 24 hours, saying Iran will not now, not ever allow any route other than Iran's route to open in the Strait of Hormuz. Even if the U.S. brings an aircraft carrier into the illegal route of the Strait of Hormuz, we will target it. This comes 1 hour after Donald Trump claimed that he is talking about having the strait completely open by literally tomorrow. He literally lies about everything. After all, he's reflecting pool boy. He's the guy who frames two-time Olympic canoeists with vandalism in the reflecting pool. He's cover-up child sex trafficking, Epstein files person. He is himself a sexual predator and deviant found liable for sexual. He is a real sicko. Other news to report as well. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson said the following: our Chinese friends are using their efforts to prevent the escalation of the situation, but we don't want a new mediator. Pakistan is the mediator for discussions related to Iran and the United States. Qatar also provides assistance. We have friendly relations with China, and China shares our concerns about the escalation of U.S. confrontational behavior and is worried about insecurity in the region. Let me translate that for you. China is telling the United States, you escalate, we will get involved, and you will have World War III on your hands. Iran is our partner economically, politically, militarily. Wang Yi, Chinese foreign minister, has made that abundantly clear. Now, you also have on state regime media, Fox, General Jack Keane going on a little bit earlier, and he is out there ripping the Saudis for not being willing to take casualties and damage to some of their oil reserves and telling Donald Trump not to strike Iran and escalate as Donald Trump threatened he would. Let me show you what General Keane, retired General Keane, said before. Let's play it.
So what's going on with the Saudis? The fact of the matter is the Saudis are not willing to sacrifice to rid the Middle East region of Iran's aggression. That is the absolute fact that we're seeing playing out here. What do I mean by sacrifice? Casualties and the damage to some of their oil reserves. That's the reality that's taking place here. They're willing for us to make that sacrifice for sure. They're willing for Israel to make that sacrifice for sure. That's despite the fact that they've been under a nuclear and security umbrella since World War II, despite the fact that the United States led a coalition to stop Saddam Hussein from taking Saudi oil fields after they took the Kuwaiti oil fields and we liberated them. Despite the fact that after the Saudi government killed Khashoggi, the Trump administration certainly wire-brushed them for that, but still maintain a relationship with this kingdom. And I think this is shameful that they lack the spine to stand up for their people and for the region here and support the president on what is taking place.
Now, if you've been following the MeidasTouch network, you know we've been discussing with you what Iran's strategy is. Iran is not afraid of escalation because Iran knows what we know, what propaganda TV in the US won't really tell you. That is, the US is out of weapons, okay? And the Arab Dome in the area doesn't exist. There's still an Iron Dome in Israel. And what Iran realizes is that if Donald Trump does escalate, that will cause global economic catastrophe, and it will absolutely cause a Great Depression in the United States. Iran knows it has Donald Trump cornered like the little pathetic rat that he is. They know his fake discussions with them and stuff. I'm going to blow him up. It's just projected weakness. Iran views Trump as a pathetic, weak little rat that they could stomp on. Such is what has happened to the United States with this war criminal regime in power that is weak and pathetic and run by someone who's been a lifelong bankrupter. It is sad to see this as an American, what has become of CENTCOM, what has become of the United States military under this regime of Hegseth, Trump, and other war criminals. And I say this as a patriotic American. To me, the ultimate patriotism is condemning this regime of terrorists and war criminals. Earlier today, Donald Trump had a deranged press conference where he behaved very creepy with the women behind him. And Donald Trump was like, Iran called me. They called me. There'd be nothing left if I attacked him. They know this. So they called me and they begged. No, they didn't. Play this clip.
So they called me and they said, please don't attack. We'll make a deal. That's the real truth. And everyone knows it. And who wouldn't call? And they found out through leaks and sleazebags, a lot of sleazebags, leakers. Leakers should be put in jail. They have to strengthen up the laws for leakers. But in this case, leakers helped because they said the severity of the attack, and Iran knew it. They knew what was coming. It was going to come last night, and it would have gone on for a long time, and there'd be essentially very little left. There'd be nothing left. And if I'm given a chance to let a lot of people live, I want to give that chance. So,
and then the reporter says to him, this is the 5th time you turned off airstrikes. What's your message to the American people about what the hell you're doing? And Donald Trump's like, well, I wanted to give him one more shot before I decapitate him. Notice that his language just gets increasingly unhinged. I'm going to blow the effing S out of him. I'm going to decapitate them. And Iran's like, do what you want to do. We're prepared to fight until the death. Here, play this clip of Trump.
Mr. President, this is at least the 5th time you've turned off airstrikes against Iran since April to negotiate. What is your message to the American people who are wondering what has changed this time? Why should it be anything?
Well, you don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to maybe get something, but I want to give them every last chance before decapitation. Very tough to do what we have planned, still planned. We'll see what happens. But it's a very, very tough thing to do. I think I'm very proud of the fact that I'll give people a chance. This is a big move. To do an attack that big on a country, I'd rather not do it. Now, we've already, through lots of large attacks, but they were normal large. Hopefully they'll come to their senses, because what happened cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think about all of this. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Get your copy right now of WTF America. Pre-order it right now if you can. Thanks for watching. That's the book I wrote with my brothers. Pre-order it now. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Breaking news right now. My brothers and I wrote a book. It's called WTF America. And well, doesn't that just say it all? It comes out officially this October, but you can pre-order your copy today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description below.